What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. We're going to talk about this a lot on BoxingSocialist.com and on Rope-A-Dope Radio today. The show that starts at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to Blog Talk Radio, go to ropeadoperadio.com. You're missing out on some gems if you haven't been listening already. But we elaborate a lot more on the videos. That's why I don't do that many long videos, because on the segment, the show starts at 8 p.m. We're not done at like 11. So Chris is on there, it's Chris's show, and I basically have a segment. I come in for a little bit and talk, and that turns into a 3-hour exhibition. But we have like special guests be on the show and stuff, so it's definitely something you should check out. If you ain't doing that on a Wednesday night, you want to just listen to some boxing, you can listen from your internet. You ain't got to get on the phone if you don't want to. So you can actually call in and be on the show too, so that works too. But let's get into this. As everybody knows, there's a bidding war for Anthony Joshua. After beating Charles Martin, and HBO is seeing the numbers now and starting to believe, like, wait a minute, this guy here is he's somebody. Why are we not promoting him? What's this going on here? So, like anybody else would do, the new president of sports over there, he's trying to get his hands wet and get in there early and try to make a good play for Anthony Joshua, because they now see, like, man, this guy's going to be a star. Like, what were we thinking not signing this guy or working to get him over here? See, if they weren't so stupid, they would have had Anthony Joshua a long time ago. If they were willing to give him a title shot, they should have put him in line with Brian Jennings a long time ago. But instead, they got the Cuban guy that they wanted and put him in there. And now they want to feed him Brian Jennings now. They were like, oh, we can get you Brian Jennings. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? We put you in the ring with Brian Jennings? Like, yeah, that's a good fight for him. So they're coming with Brian Jennings and I forgot what other fighter they had. HBO did. They talking about doing a multi-fight deal with only 2 fights. Showtime got the same 2 fights, but they got Dominique Brazil and Eric Molina as the 2 fights. But HBO got B.Y. Jennings, and I forgot the second guy they got on the list that he could fight on HBO. And they want to wait and see what the rankings pull up before they make their decision on who they're going to go with. But in my opinion, if you go with HBO, it's the dumbest move you could ever make in your life. One, they cut their budget down, even though they'll find a way to stretch the budget to get Anthony Joshua, because they see the guy has drawing power. So they would stretch the whole pay cut. They'll find a way to keep him on HBO. And they'll find a way to make the budget work, to make this thing stick. But here's their problem that they're going to run into. They can't guarantee these purses that Showtime is paying. They have a good system of guaranteeing less risk, more costly type situation. And when you have those type of things working in your favor, like less risk, like for Eric Molina, he'll get paid probably the same amount of money he get for fighting Brian Jennings. And a lot of people are going to want to see the Ortiz-Anthony Joshua fight, which is cool, but HBO is not even offering that fight. Because Ortiz, I don't even think is ranked. And then we got to see what's going to happen with David Price. You know, that guy, Telper, who knocked him out from Germany. That guy tested positive. You know, that's why it's just so many people testing positive over there after big victories that it's hard to believe it. And then, you know, Price already been knocked out 3 times. So now, all of a sudden, he got knocked out for the 4th time. That's scratched and turned into a no contest because so many people lost big money investing in David Price. So, all I know is Charles Martin dropped all the way to 10th when he lost. Andy Ruiz is ranked higher than him, and Derek Chisora. David Haye is 12th. And he just got back. But they want to fight in the United States. So basically, the top fighters they're going to be looking at is like Miller or Brazil or Eric Molina, or those guys. And I think they'll probably end up fighting Dominic Brazil or Eric Molina, because that's best for their benefit. And financially, it's going to make more sense. So they're entertaining the offer, and they're seeing what HBO is going to offer and seeing that they can go back. But if you can fight Eric Molina and get the same amount of money as you was fighting Brian Jennings, then why would you leave Showtime, who seems to have better promotion for you outside of the ring as well as inside the ring? Showtime is where you would want to be right now. You know, it's just like the arrogance of HBO when they told Mike Tyson, like, we don't need you no more. We don't have to bow down. We're HBO. The stubbornness, they had Holyfield and they were happy with Holyfield. And what happened is Holyfield started bombing. You know, and Mike Tyson was selling out breaking pay-per-view records. So when you think about it and you're looking at the numbers and you start to scratch your head and say, why is this making sense? Because Mike Tyson was a phenomenon. He was a marketing phenomenon, meaning that there was an aura to him. There was a bad guy persona. He stayed in the news. He was destructive. He had the power to end the fight at any time. People would pay to see Mike Tyson fight. That's all it was. They didn't care if he went 1 round. They would be in there drinking in the bar, getting tore up, and next thing you know, 1 punch, boom, fight's over. So, just like that, the fight is over, and everybody's back happy, and the partying and drinking, and it could end just like that. And with Anthony Joshua, he's ending fights like that. You know, he's stopping these guys, and he's bringing excitement back to the heavyweight division. He's in shape, you know. He still has that British accent, but he's a good kid. He fought in the Olympics, and he worked hard. You know, I'm not saying he's the best fighter in the world, but let's get him over here. Let's get him tested. Let's get everybody tested. I want to see him tested in the ring and with the USADA. I want everybody taking the test. You know, stuff's too good to be true. Sometimes it actually is. But I want people tested. That's my personal, you know, thing about everything. I want everybody tested. Line them up. Nobody gets away. Be like, you the hardest puncher in the world. Okay, come on down here and take this test. Because in the end, that's what you want to see. You want to see people who are tested all the way down the line to know that they're as good as they say they are. In the ring, outside the ring, taking the test, urine test. We're in a world now where all this modern stuff they have to enhance the body is rampant. Way more than it was in the past. Way more. And this stuff, some of this stuff, 80%, almost 90% of it is not even FDA approved. And we got to keep advancing the test to keep up with the modern things that are going on. We can't keep saying the urine test. That's all we need, urine test. No, the problem is they're saying it's all we need because the promoters, like, who's going to pay for it? Not me. The promoters don't want to pay. They want to make the fighters pay for it then. Like, look, you want the test? You pay for it. Fighters going to be like, I don't want the test, I'm good. Until they lose, and then be like, man, I should have tested him. So, it's pick your poison. But y'all tell me, who should he go with? HBO? Or should he go with Showtime? I personally think the best choice for him, because he's ranked in the IBF, which is cool. But let's look at everything the way it's laid out. He's the champion of the IBF. Do we really believe that? I don't even think HBO have anybody ranked in the IBF. I don't even think Brian Jennings is ranked in the IBF. So basically, he'll be trying to go and fight another champion that they have in order to get a belt or another title, because, you know, fighters ranked in the IBF over there, it just doesn't make too much of a sense for him to, you know, stick around. You don't want to fight somebody for the WBA title and everything else, and you basically stuck. You know, Tyson Fury and all that. Just stick with Showtime. It's the best promotion for you right now. Nobody's watching those old farts at HBO. You know, it's like, what are they? It's like, what are we really talking about here? It's not. This is a no-brainer to me. It is a complete no-brainer, Showtime. But I just didn't want people to be like, hey man, you biased. I'm like, look, dude, I'm not even biased. I told it the best way it could be. You know, I really know nothing about the new guy that's running HBO. That's the truth. That is the absolute truth. I know nothing about that guy. But hey, when this guy Joshua and Martin did 600,000 pay-per-view buys on Skype, I mean not Skype, but Sky Boxing, it's turning the heads. He outdid Manny Pacquiao, fighting Charles Martin in 2 rounds. That pay-per-view did around 600,000 on Sky Boxing Office. And that is exceptionally well. So why in the world would they sit there and work with HBO? It makes 0 sense. Oh yeah, Bermane Stavern. That's the other fighter they were talking about. But Stavern, he hadn't fought in about since he lost to my mans. He lost to Deontay Wilder. So the only thing HBO do have is B.Y. Jennings. So I don't know. I'm still just going rambling right now, and I should just let this stop it in. Alright, I'm gonna let it in. Y'all tell me what you think. I'm done.